What's up everyone, Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7, and here I have another VKAR car. This is the VKAR SCT or Short Course Truck X10 version 2. Now this guy has a fair bit of aluminium parts straight out of the box. There are 4 versions. This is the second highest. There is also a Pro model above this one as well. So this guy is from Gearbest. If you want to go check it out, the link will be in the description down below. It is a 1/10 scale short course truck, very similar to the Traxxas Slash design, but yeah, I don't want to wait too much time. If you flip the box over here, there is the Pro model. So it is kind of a different body design. The Pro model has a lower center of gravity chassis there, but let's not go too much into that. Let's get inside the box. Yeah. Alright, let's get the boring stuff out of the way. You obviously get a manual. You also get 3 Allen keys in there as well. Now there are different versions of this truck as well. There's a standard version, I think there's actually 4 versions as well, and there's obviously a top of the line Pro version. But it gives us everything we need to know about, and especially if you're just getting into the hobby, it does also have a nice little quick start guide. This is new, wasn't in the Bison catalogue, so that's cool. Also does have a lot of exploded views, so if you do need to upgrade or you do need to change parts, it's very easy to figure that out and put it all back together. And there's a nice exploded view of the whole car. Alrighty, there is a 2.4 GHz transmitter. Nothing too fancy. It does have a 3rd switch here, but I don't think you use it on this one. It only requires the use of 4AA battery, which is always nice. Has a nice little rubber coating on the steering wheel here. Gives you a basic steering and throttle dual rates, steering trim and throttle trim as well. So that's pretty cool. You can always turn down the throttle if you've got a younger kid or your child or someone else wants that to go. You can always turn that down so it doesn't go as quick. Obviously it does come with a charger. There's your basic power lead, and it charges the battery via, you put the balance lead in there. You can charge up to 2S or 3S battery. That's enough of that. Let's get the car and have a look at this bad boy. Okay, here's the car itself, and definitely looks really cool. I do like the paint scheme. It does have these. This was just hanging on the side there, just a bit of double-sided tape, and that is like a hard plastic. Also got a bit of protective coating on there as well, and they just go here, kind of add to the detail. But I'm really digging the look of it. They've done a nice job. I really like tyres that have writing, written on them. Something about them looks cool, and they also do have a nice 5-spoke design wheel there. I guess we might as well talk about the tyres while we're here. They're not the softest tyre, but it's not a rock crawler, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. But it's not too bad. We'll soon find out when we take it on the dirt and tarmac to see how it performs on the different surfaces. But from looks alone, they look really nice. So let's do what we always do. Let's have a look at the Lexan body first. There we go there. Now it's obviously it's up to you if you like the body or not, but I think it looks quite nice. Pretty cool colour scheme. It's got the imitation, what are they? The window guards there, the window nets for the driver. Some fans there, or radiators for the back, and some, different stickers all the way around the car. So it looks pretty nice. It is very large. It looks the same size as, you see as a Traxxas Slash or anything like that. So that's basically the same size we're looking at here. Now I've had a few Bisons in my time. I've had 2 of them actually, and to be honest, they were one of my favourite bashing cars. Since then there's been the different cheetahs coming in, and also the DHK Zombie and the Maximus. They've all been great. So I have high hopes for this guy, because the VKAR was one of my favourites. It was awesome. Had no issues with it whatsoever. So here is the chassis itself. It does come like the Bison with a nice little mesh to protect the electronics from dust and all that kind of crap and debris you don't want in there. And the one thing I've noticed that it does have a fair bit of aluminium parts there as well. You can see the carrier here for the front and rear differentials are all in this nice blue anodized aluminium, which looks really cool. Same with the shock towers as well, at the front and the back, sorry, so that's quite nice. Now I know there was a lot of issues with the Bison cracking the chassis, and I know they brought out a plate to kind of fix that. I don't know if that was a band-aid fix or remedy the issue altogether. I never had that issue, mainly because I'm in a maybe warmer climate, not in the snow. It doesn't really get that cold here, so maybe there's an issue with the plastic snapping in cold temperatures. But yeah, So far that chassis brace isn't on this model in particular, but it does have this little chassis mount brace right there and one at the front. I'm not too sure if that's new to the design to stop mitigating that snapping there, but time will tell. It does have these nice chassis guards on the sides for side impact to help, I guess, the body itself, help protect the body as well, and to kind of mitigate any, well, too big of a hit on the side here. Now let's flip it over and have a look at the underside. They have a really strange design, the Bisons, the VKAR range, I guess. Normally you've seen like the Cheetahs, it's all flat. This is all kind of a weird concoction of flat planes and divots and all that kind of stuff, but everything is countersunk. We're all using hex heads or Allen keys all the way through here, so looks quite nice. Does have an opening there for the servo, as you can see there, and there's also a servo saver right there as well. It's also nicely capped off with a blue anodized aluminium piece there as well, so that's kind of nice little touch. Also does have nice blue Velcro to hold that battery down. But let's get a close look. Let's put it down and have a look at some of the components. So this particular version is the Short Course 10 4x4. There is also a Pro version, so there's 4 versions like I mentioned before. This is the second from the top. Maybe the Pro version does come included with that additional chassis brace. I'm not too sure, but it is what it is. It's from GearBest, so check it out if you would like more info about it. But let's take this nice screen off here. Like it's really nice and thin. It's going to stop a lot of dirt and debris getting in here, and you know, making it all messy and all that kind of stuff, which is what we don't want. Might as well have a look at the batteries here. These batteries that come with these Bisons aren't too bad. I haven't had any issues with them. They hold a pretty good charge. They balance well, and it's a 3-cell 25C 3500 milliamp hour battery. With this smaller motor, you probably get around about 20 to 25 minutes, I think. So that's pretty decent. It is hard cased, and yeah, at least you do get a LiPo with this kit. It is held down via these nice branded VKAR straps, which is really cool. I like the kind of small touches that they're doing with the blue and black scheme. It looks really cool. Now if we head over here, we have a 3650 3300 kV motor. So it's quite short in length. It's only 50mm, but it is a short course truck. It definitely can fit a larger motor in there. You can see this kind of divot that's in the chassis to accommodate a motor. You can definitely put another, I guess you could easily put a 3670 in there really, or 3660 easily. But it is what it is. Looks nice. Ferrule 4-pole brushless motor. Now right next to that we get a W10BL 60 amp ready to run brushless ESC. It is waterproof. It does have Dean's connectors on it, and I think I've had something similar in another car. I think they have maybe a rebranded Hobbywing ESC, because they have a back in there up to 6 volt at 3 amps, and they can go all the way up to a 3-cell battery. Normally they say there we go, 2 to 3 cell battery. So it'll probably go really well on the 3-cell. That's probably all you need. Not like the Bison, which can go up to 4, and that goes ballistic. Now here's a standard 3-channel receiver, and apparently all this is waterproof. Alongside you have a nice little on and off switch here. It's got a nice rubber coating, so it's sitting on top of your all metal geared steering servo, just there, nicely tucked away. And like I mentioned earlier, it also does include a servo saver to save it from any big hits that you definitely will be giving this guy. Now it does have front and rear differentials. As you can see, it has a really long aluminium drive shaft that connects both those two, and that's under this little plastic cover, which is nice. Kind of helps it, well, nothing can really get stuck in there, and no cables or anything like that can get worn up in there by accident, especially when you have your battery in there. Sometimes that little balance lead might get stuck up in there, so that's good. It also does have a really nice cover here to protect the pinion and spur gear as well. Now, as you can see, the pinion and the spur gear are metal, so that should help with longevity, and it's very easy to check the mesh. You can always just pop this little cover off that's held in via one screw there. It's very easy to work on, and you know, with having these little covers, at least no dirt and debris can get caught up in the gears and cause any issues. You also have a spring loaded screw right next to here to help with the motor adjustment, as you can see right there. Now, talking about that motor adjustment, the motor mount is nicely aluminium piece there as well, same blue color, so it ties in really well. Now the chassis design is kind of strange up top as well. It's kind of like a semi tub, because as you can see here, it's got quite a large recess and the battery kind of sits in there nearly flat. It does include metal oil-filled coilover shocks, and it's not too bouncy, a little bit springy, but not too bad from the factory for a ready-to-run kit. As you can see, they look quite nice with the brushed aluminium look. As you can see, they're coilover, nice little blue cap here as well. That's a nice little touch. So we'll definitely see how these perform, but yeah, just from looks alone, they look really nice. All right, next to that, you got a nice bumper bar that hopefully we can take a lot of that impact, especially you can see from the front as well, to help mitigate any issues there. That follows through around the back, as you can see. Quite nice. The plastic seems fairly flexible, bit of nylon content in there, so it won't just snap. Hopefully that's not going to follow through with issues with the chassis, but like I said, I think the Pro version has that additional chassis brace installed. Anyone knows, let me know in the comments. You also see you have all the way around standard telescopic drive shafts right there, and they are basic dog bone style. Nothing fancy there, but they do work. They are proven design, nothing wrong with that. And you also notice you have a nice, like a cute little sway bar at the front there. It's all kind of hidden away because it's all nice and black, but it does really look nice, this color scheme. So you got your sway bar there at the front, and also right there as a back as well. And I'm just trying to see. Yep, obviously you got your standard adjustments. You've got your at the back here for your camber, and at the front you can adjust your toe in, toe out, and also your camber as well. Also, there's adjustments settings for the suspension, and there's a multitude down here at the front of the lower A-arm, so you've got plenty of adjustments there, and that also can be seen on the back as well. So yeah, heaps of adjustment. And you also do have the chassis brace just there, that's tied into the rear aluminium bulkhead like that, and onto the top of the plastic tub chassis there, same as the front here, as you can see, and same design at the front there as well. So as you can see, the front bearing carrier is aluminium as well, so that's really cool. The rear ones are just your basic plastic style, but at least the front, where it's getting a lot of the abuse and a lot more stress from the rear, is aluminium. So that's nice that it's a little bit stronger. You know, it doesn't always mean metal or aluminium is better than plastic. Plastic does bend a bit better, but yeah, they're metal. You also do have some nice protection here for the battery, and if you ever want to fit a larger battery, even though this is a standard size LiPo, you can always remove these little foam pads to give you more room backwards and forwards. But yeah, that's about it, I guess. There's nothing else to see really. So far so good. You know, it looks like any normal short course truck. Nothing that out of the ordinary that comes out and screams different, apart from, like I said before, this chassis is kind of a weird, unique design. The Bison had the same type of thing. I guess we can have a look at the lower A-arms. Let's see how flexible they are. Fairly flexible. It does seem fairly easy to work on as well. Obviously, to change that pin out, you need to remove this front bumper bar, and it does have that same design with the VKAR Bison, with these little kind of plastic inserts that hold that pin in there. But I've never had any issues with my one. Also does have the aluminium piece here that holds the pins going through the front and rear wishbones, as you can see just there. Yeah, but yeah, first impressions look good. So links in the description if you want to go check it out. They only have this particular model. It's the short course truck version 2. Any question, guys, please leave in the description down below. First video, I guess, will be a speed test video or a bashing one, whichever one I can get out first. So yeah, thanks guys. If you liked the video, leave a good old thumbs up. If you haven't, please subscribe, hit that bell button to get notified of instant new videos as soon as they get uploaded. And yeah, Thanks guys, Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. See you in the next video.